Yes, welcome. Good job clicking on the video today. Great to have you checking in. I want to start the week off strong. I want to start the week off right. I want to be as informed as possible as a cryptocurrency investor. So what I've done is I pulled a few articles that I think are pretty important, pretty telling to us as investors, because these kind of give us indications on what's going to be happening in the next 3 months, 6 months, and what's going to be happening in the next 3 years to 6 years. And as an investor, knowledge is power. So you're going to like today's video if you want to hear about a blockchain commercial that recently played to 20 million people during the FIFA World Cup. You're going to like today's video if you want to hear about Ripple beginning their new web series, the Ripple Drop. You're going to like today's video if you want to hear this sensational story about Vitalik saying, "I definitely hope centralized exchanges go burn in hell." Give you the details on that. And also we're talking about Ethereum. We're going to really talk about a couple different aspects of Ethereum. Number one, they recently set a date for sharding and how they're going to scale. Obviously something that's very important to us as investors if you're invested in Ethereum. And also I want to talk about some of the decentralized apps that you maybe should know about that are currently on the Ethereum blockchain. So all that and more. If at any point you find value in today's video, do me a favor, hit the like button. It really does help us grow as a channel. It gets this positive news about cryptocurrency out there. So do it. Hit the like button. It helps us out. And just so you know, if you're new to Altcoin Daily, here at Altcoin Daily, we're bringing you daily videos on everything going on in the cryptocurrency space. So that means whether it's a Monday, whether it's a Tuesday, whether it's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Halloween, Christmas, you are guaranteed an Altcoin Daily video every single day that provides you with value. So anyways, let's get into it. Good video today. I want to start off by taking a quick look at the market before we start talking about Ethereum setting a date for sharding. So if we take a quick look at the market, not too much of a change in the past week. We've seen green, I guess. We've gone up slightly in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin's gone up almost 3%. Bitcoin right now hovering around 6,800. Ethereum under 500. Ripple XRP under 50 cents. Stellar 21 cents, Cardano 14 cents, but overall in the past week we have gone slightly up. And if we take a look at the whole market cap, the whole market for the past month, I mean, we remember a month ago just getting lower and lower and lower, and starting at the beginning of the month, right at the end of June, we have started to increase. And since the beginning of June, we've actually gone up about $40 billion in overall market cap. Of course, the question is, are we going to start going up? Many people think that Bitcoin will still needs to find a bottom at around $5,000. So that remains to be seen. But anyways, let's get into the news. I actually want to start off with this article right here. We'll really quickly touch on this. It's titled "Obsessed and Unable to Work. Cryptocurrency Addiction Facility Releases Questionnaire." So, Castle Craig is the name of the rehab facility in Scotland, and they recently made headlines for opening a new rehabilitation program to treat what therapists describe as cryptocurrency trading addiction. Wow, you can be addicted to crypto. So, typical signs of addiction include feeling guilty over cryptocurrency investments, investing more than one can afford to lose, constantly checking crypto prices, guilty, experiencing fear of missing out, experiencing FOMO, and related health problems such as lack of sleep. Obviously, if you have a real addiction, seek help. Anything that's popular, one can become addicted to, and I think it's really all about gaining a sense of self-responsibility. So if you do feel like you have an addiction, definitely seek help. Don't afford more than you can afford to lose. Don't sell at lows, because I believe cryptocurrency is a growing market and you don't want to sell if you're down. That being said, are you a crypto addict? Because I feel like I am. My name's Aaron, this is Altcoin Daily, and I'm addicted to cryptocurrency. If you guys are addicted to cryptocurrency as well, let me know in the comments. I'll be looking for that and responding. Anyways, next piece of news. This is really interesting. Ethereum sharding slated for 2020. So, before we begin, you guys know that although Ethereum has, I wouldn't say total market saturation, but it has, since it was one of the first to market as far as second generation platform cryptocurrencies, it has, majority market saturation. But if they can't scale, they're going to lose market dominance. So people who like Ethereum, people who want to see Ethereum succeed, say, hey, you need to scale quickly. And one of the ways Ethereum is trying to scale is through sharding and also by Casper. So let's read about that because they actually set a date for 2020. Sharding, a much anticipated Ethereum scaling solution, could be implemented as soon as 2020, Ethereum Foundation researcher Justin Drake said on Friday. Discussing scaling, Buterin said that transaction fees depend largely on supply and demand, adding, quote, there are a lot of people who are sending transactions and want those transactions to get onto the blockchain. The blockchain is popular enough that people are interested enough in using it that they basically have to compete to get those transactions included onto the blocks. He acknowledged that if the team were able to start afresh, they would be able to implement numerous features that would significantly help with scaling, but added that the problem was fundamentally hard either way. Ethereum Foundation researcher Justin Drake described two current priorities as Casper, the proof-of-stake fork, and sharding. So those are the two ways Ethereum is attempting to solve their scaling issues. Casper and sharding. The Ethereum scaling solution aimed at allowing the blockchain to take on more users and transactions without becoming congested and slowing down. Initially, these were both distinct roadmap goals for the project planned separately. All right, this is a quote. My expectation is that Casper will come out first, possibly next year, 2019, said Drake. Then in sharding, we've actually broken it down into two big phases. Phase 1 is actually the data layer, so coming to consensus as to what data is in the shards. And then phase 2 is all about the state, giving meaning to that data, and the notion of transaction. So Drake believes sharding phase 1 and 2 will come out in 2020 and 2021, respectively. All right, well, first of all, I'm happy they set a date, but I think kind of what everybody's thinking is, hey, guys, by the time we hit 2020, by the time we hit 2021, is there going to be another platform cryptocurrency, whether it be Cardano or Stellar or Nulls or whatever, EOS? Listen, if you guys don't hurry up with these scaling issues, you guys are going to lose customers. You guys are going to lose value. I like to keep in mind, 2000 or 2020, it's not that far away. I mean, we're halfway through 2018. In 2019, they said they want to start the Casper protocol. And then in 2020 and 2021 is when we are going to be seeing them solving their scaling issues, hopefully. That goes hand in hand. We just talked about Cardano recently on this channel. Many people I like Cardano, but many people criticize Cardano for taking their time with developing their platform. And Stellar, I mean, they currently have a few more steps to go. Is it possible that in 2020 is we're going to see the culmination of all this infrastructure and all this scaling solutions come together and really see adoption and a bullish market in 2020? It's definitely possible. I want to move on right now. And by the way, if you find value in this video, give it a like. But I actually want to keep the conversation going on Ethereum right now, because I find what a lot of people say about Ethereum is that Ethereum it's a glorified ICO platform, initial coin offering. That's all Ethereum's good for. Cryptokitties and to create other blockchains. But actually, there are projects that are building on Ethereum, and that's what I want to talk to you right now about. So this article was entitled 5 Dapps on Ethereum You Should Know. So let's find out a little bit about this. The Ethereum blockchain was created as a platform where decentralized applications can be built. Decentralized applications, often referred to as Dapps, are computer or internet applications that have no central governing body or ownership. Dapp creators have no control over the Dapp as soon as it is deployed. Dapps are interesting because they allow the community of users to dictate its pace rather than a governing body that may be criticized for making changes that are not in the user's best interest. At the time of writing, there are 1,675 Dapps on the Ethereum blockchain. That's interesting. I didn't know there were that many. I didn't know there were that many Dapps. 1,675. Kind of a tongue twister. According to the state of Dapps, their category distribution is as follows. And you can check out this chart right here and see that most of their decentralized applications are games, followed by decentralized exchanges, then finance, then community, then gambling, media, and the list kind of starts to, those are the big ones. And as you can see, games account for a large number of the Dapps on the blockchain. The most popular one being CryptoKitties. We've heard about that, where users rear digital cats that are worth value. It must be noted, however, that many of these Dapps are still under development, and this list will only focus on Dapps that already have functional products. So there's a lot of these Dapps that I just informed you on the stats about. They're still under development, and this article was focusing on 5 that are fully functional. And out of the 5, I'm going to just highlighting 3 that I think are important for you to know about. And then after this, we're going to get right into Ripple's Webseries, so stay tuned for that. But let me just, were you guys familiar that these apps are functional and created on the Ethereum network? So for instance, this first one, DNN, Decentralized News Network. It's a Dapp on the Ethereum blockchain that distributes censorship-resistant and verifiable news. I like that. DNN ensures accurate and transparency by giving incentives to writers, reviewers, and readers for carrying out required tasks. The Dapp is focused on getting the factual content out and eliminating the biases by filtering the information through the decentralized community. So that seems like a very useful app on the Ethereum blockchain. The next one, you guys probably know about this. This got a lot of hype around December and January when everything was pumping. So tenx. We don't talk about tenx too much. I'll briefly just clue you in, but this is on the Ethereum network right now. Tenx is a platform to spend cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, anytime, anywhere. Tenx has an app on Android and iOS that changes virtual currencies to the currency accepted by a merchant with real-time, transparent rates and zero conversion fees. So obviously, if they can get this out, this would be huge for adoption. The Android and iOS app makes it possible to send and receive cryptocurrencies. It has a wallet that can store the majority cryptocurrencies and issues a card that can be used to withdraw from ATMs. They have a partnership with Visa and are planning to get their banking license soon. In April 2018, tenx announced a partnership with Litecoin that aims to produce debit cards to spend Litecoin. So I don't know if you guys recall, 3-4 months ago, Litecoin had on their roadmap that they were going to release a debit card where you can spend Litecoin. They, quite honestly, they failed at that, but I guess that's still on their radar because in April they partnered with tenx, and the goal is to create debit cards that you can spend cryptocurrencies on. I know that's something Cardano's doing, and a lot of other, or not a lot, but several other cryptocurrencies. You know, it'd obviously be cool to have debit cards and pay with crypto. So if you're interested in learning more and getting involved with tenx, we see right now it's trading at 65 cents. And actually, this is the whole chart, the all-time chart, and it got pumped majorly back in December and January, and it got pumped even back about a year ago from today in July. It had all-time highs at over $5, and right now it is actually the lowest it has ever been, sitting around 65 cents. We can see that here. I mean, I guess I'm already proven wrong. The lowest was actually a week or two ago when it was 58 cents. But still, it's very, very low because I guess my point was back when it was originally created, it dipped to about 58 cents, and then it was created. It dipped to 58 cents and then never went that far down again. And now we are a year later, and it just recently hit 56 cents. So this might be a good time to buy tenx. Like I said, there was a lot of hype 6 months ago. Everybody was FOMOing in. Now nobody's really talking about it. So do your own research. Check out if you think tenx is a good investment. And like I said, it's on the Ethereum platform. And then the final one, before we get on to Ripple and their Webseries, I want to talk about, this is the last one I want to talk about on the Ethereum platform. Gnosis, or Gnosis, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, is a prediction market platform on the Ethereum blockchain. A prediction market is an exchange-traded market where people speculate about future real-world events like presidential elections, commodity prices, etc. People who accurately predict the outcome of any of the set events are rewarded. In Gnosis, accurate predictions can be rewarded in GNO tokens or any other cryptocurrency depending on the preset rules. Developers can create their own prediction market on Gnosis with the developer tools on the platform. So my overall point was that Ethereum, many people just, the only thing they talk about Ethereum is their scaling issues, and of course it is a main contention point because that's something not only Ethereum fans but the whole crypto community kind of says, hey, you guys need to get on this stuff. But besides that, there are a lot of pretty cool decentralized applications that are being created on their platform. And I can follow that up real quick, speaking of Ethereum, talking about Vitalik Buterin. He was recently at, I think this was hosted in, where was it? It's like Switzerland. It was a blockchain conference, and he was quoted as saying, "I definitely hope centralized exchanges go burn in hell as much as possible." And he said this kind of tongue-in-cheek, kind of, obviously he was playing to the crowd, but let's find out what he really means. So Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin talked about a wide range of topics during an interview with John Evans at TechCrunch Sessions Blockchain. He was surprisingly balanced and stated multiple times that everyone has different needs, and it's hard to live in a world where everything is centralized or decentralized. Sure. So it's clear that Buterin wants to make Ethereum as decentralized as possible by design. But what he wants and what the community wants might be different, but Buterin is fine with that. Quote, "The Ethereum Foundation tries very hard to be a decentralized organization." He said, "We try very hard not to have a very hard divide, such as you're on the inside and you're on the outside." And this is him right here saying that quote with his funny shirt. One of the big challenges to overcome to make Ethereum truly decentralized comes down to its user authentication. Sure, it's possible to generate a private key and a public key to manage your wallet yourself. But what happens if you lose the keys? What happens if you lose your password? If all user authentication methods end up failing, it's going to be hard to reach mainstream adoption, Buterin said. If all fails, will all use Coinbase? That'll be less fun, he said. That remark led to a bigger discussion about decentralized exchanges. Quote, "I definitely hope centralized exchanges go burn in hell as much as possible," Buterin said. In particular, he thinks there's no reason some projects need to pay 10 to 15 million in listing fees to let people trade their tokens on centralized exchanges. So let's break this down a little bit. I think the overall point was that at the moment, and especially speaking for user friendliness and user adoption, the reason we might need a centralized exchange, and why maybe we don't want to transition to a decentralized exchange quite yet, is that it's not too user friendly. People are going to lose their public keys, lose their private keys, lose the information for their wallet, all that stuff, their password, and then they're going to need to look to a centralized source to help them, get access to their funds. And also he mentioned that the reason he hopes centralized exchanges burn in hell is because he's saying these projects sometimes pay 10 to 15 million in listing fees just to get on exchanges. And we saw that just recently. Binance CEO looks to bag 1 billion profits for 2018. Binance hugely successful so far this year, making more money than some banks, and Vitalik Buterin, I guess, is disgusted in that. But for now, I don't. If we switch to decentralized exchanges, really we just have to get a little bit more user friendly. And I want to hear what you guys think. Let's not just be lurkers here. Let's be an active community. Let's talk to each other. I want to know what you guys think about that. Are you guys all for decentralized exchanges, or do you think maybe we need a centralized exchange still? Let me know in the comments. And today, or actually right now, I want to talk about this story. I think it's pretty cool. I haven't seen anybody else report on this. It's Ripple Begins video web series called The Ripple Drop. I like this. So Ripple has launched a video web series in an effort to reach out to its community regarding its latest developments, products, and culture called The Ripple Drop. The series will air every first and third Monday of the month and will feature some of the company's prominent members to discuss their critical topics and issues. So this is pretty cool. This is actually the first episode right here. It's only about between 2 and 3 minutes long, 2 minutes 23 seconds, so very consumable, very shareable, and it provides a lot of value. I actually went to the YouTube channel and I liked the video because I want to support these guys. And so just so you know, episode 1, you can watch it right now. I'm going to leave a link to this stuff in the description. But episode 1 begins by focusing on the importance of liquidity with the head of XRP Institutional Liquidity, Catherine Coley. Later on in the episode, Ripple's SVP of Product, Ashish Bira, is interviewed to talk about the recent addition of Kodak Bank to RippleNet and why Xcurrent is a game changer for the financial institutions in India. The video finishes up with an announcement of a job opening at the Ripple headquarters in San Francisco. So I don't think by reading this description I was able to do it justice, but it actually does give a lot of different faces to the Ripple product. And like I said, I said about a couple weeks ago that there's 2 things that Ripple does right in this video right here. And one of the things that Ripple does right is their marketing. When regular average Joes want to buy Bitcoin and they want to buy other cryptocurrencies, they are going to be familiar with Ripple, and they're going to have faces that they can put to Ripple, and they're going to already know value of Ripple, and they're going to see Ripple is, you can get a lot more Ripples than you can Bitcoin for the same price, and Ripple is going to be something that, because they're so good at marketing, people are going to buy XRP. That's my belief. Let me know what you think, because the last thing I want to talk about is this. This is great for adoption. I think this is really cool. It's the blockchain commercial that played to over 20 million viewers. So let's read about it. A blockchain advert has been capitalizing on the huge attention on the 2018 FIFA World Cup. At halftime during the England 2-0 win over Sweden, the advert by Hyundai subsidiary proclaimed the benefits of blockchain technology to almost 20 million viewers. That's crazy. You guys probably remember back in the 90s, the first time you saw like an AOL commercial or something like that. And now we can look back at AOL commercials and go like, wow, can't believe how far we've come. And this is an example of just that. A blockchain advert by Hyundai Digital Asset Company presenting a high-tech vision of the future featuring Internet of Things, IoT technology, has been featured in every halftime break on July 7th. It showed at halftime of the England clash with Sweden. This quarterfinal hit 19.64 million viewers, according to the BBC, lower than the 23.6 million viewers that watched the England versus Colombia, but still 20 million viewers. The advert mentioned blockchain 3 times in on-screen text and once in a voiceover. It showed a family making instant payments using blockchain technology and highlighted that the house was also protected by it. Smart appliances were presented calculating meter readings and automatically processing payments of utilities. So I don't think I can play the commercial for you here because I don't want this video to get flagged by YouTube. I'm going to leave the link to it in the description, but let me just tell you what made the commercial cool. It was a very modern commercial. The family made some payments using blockchain and cryptocurrency in the house, and they left the house, and then it was just their little family dog, and all the different appliances in the kitchen were talking to each other and showing how I can't remember, it was like the refrigerator was like, oh, I used this many watts of electricity and talk to the blender, use this, and they're all communicating with each other, the Internet of Things. I thought it was a pretty great commercial and really something that's going to get people interested in the space. And that's what I wanted to bring to your attention today. My name's Aaron. This is Altcoin Daily. If you found value in the video, give it a like. Feel free to subscribe to our channel because, like I said, Halloween, Christmas, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every single day, we bring you videos at Altcoin Daily. And let me know what you think. If you're a cryptocurrency addict, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts about Ethereum sharding slated for 2020/2021. Do you guys like tenx? Your thoughts on Binance being so successful? The Ripple Webseries, have you watched it? All that stuff. Let me know in the comments. All right, thanks guys. See you tomorrow.